once again.
Hey everyone, it's Avacado and welcome back to another video. Today I got a new microphone, and what better way to use it than to make a video. I was actually debating over what video to make, and I eventually chose an option. I'm going to tell you my Animal Jam story. So why not start at the beginning? It all started in February of 2014. My friend, who is actually still my friend to this day, Time628 showed me Animal Jam in its earliest stages. The rarity system wasn't yet established well, and online social skills were still developing. At the time, my friend wanted me to play an online game that he played, and because I was a wuss at the time, I refused to play his main game, Five Nights at Freddy's. So he showed me Animal Jam. When I first saw the game, I had no idea what was even what. I did not know how to move. I barely knew what buddies were. With all of this lack of knowledge of the game, I thought Animal Jam was boring. Thus, I quit. Eventually, Time628 convinced me to rejoin, and I ensued during October of 2014. I rejoined with the username of Heatley. I'm not going to state my original account because it hasn't been on in years and includes personal information in the username. In fact, it is so old that it isn't even considered a valid account anymore. As soon as I rejoined, I fell in love with Animal Jam. However, I was very suspicious. One day, someone kept sending me buddy requests, and I got scared I was going to get hacked. Time628 and I would roleplay in our dens for hours. In fact, I loved Animal Jam so much that I almost quit my extracurricular activities. Good thing I didn't though, because one day I made a mistake. I went to the dinner party one day, and being the noob that I was, I told someone my personal information. My school, my town, my name, and much more. I was suspended the next day. Just the day before, I had gotten my dream items at the time, a bow and arrows, and mech angel wings. When I was suspended, I thought it meant banned. I was so sad that I couldn't play Animal Jam for 2 weeks. It drove me mad. At the time, I happened to love the song Indian Chant. I even made an old channel and played the song on my recorder, and with Avon suspended, I decided to make a new account called Indian Chant Girl. The same day I created Indian Chant Girl, my father bought me a membership, and I put it on Indian Chant Girl. I spent so much time on Indian Chant Girl and loved it so much that when Avon was unsuspended, I didn't even care. I just moved all of my items to Indian Chant Girl. I met 3 friends. I love my Cados 2, Golden Swift Tiger, and T10 2004. We were so close. Eventually, Time628 decided to take a break from Animal Jam, as did I. During my break, I created my current YouTube channel, but didn't post around for a year or 2. When I got back from my hiatus, I made my first few videos. My internet friends had missed me. Time628 still wasn't back. At that point, I had found out what spiked collars were, and like all jammers, I wanted one so bad. I didn't care if it was a diamond shop spike. I didn't care if it was a black clong. I didn't care. I went around asking everybody for their spikes, until one day, someone gifted me their blue diamond shop collar. The next day, I traded it for a pink and turquoise collar. Remember, I left my Cados 2? The day after I got my collar, she asked me if she could borrow it, and stated that she would give it back after a minute or 2. Being the uneducated 3rd grader I was, I gifted her the spike. She never gave it back and stated that I had another one. I even have a video from a while back of me whining that she scammed me. T10 2004 and Golden Swift Tiger were inactive for months, so surprisingly, I stayed her friend. Eventually, I did start to enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's. I found out that Time628 had moved on from Animal Jam and Five Nights at Freddy's, so with T10 2004, Time628, and Golden Swift Tiger inactive, as well as I Love My Cados 2, Not Really a True Friend, I decided to introduce my friend, who is now known as House of Cards Animal Jam, to Animal Jam. House of Cards changed my life on Animal Jam at that point. I had a reason to play, and she became addicted to Animal Jam as well. Her first account was known as IYO12. This is when my channel really kicked off. I met so many good friends like The Sausage, Paytech9, and Wolfie76778. We all had so much fun together. IYO and I even recruited our whole class to play Animal Jam. Pigs Irene, Dag13, Mac Doge, RH Cool, R Westcott, Wisty123, Ender Longsword, and many more of my old friends. All of their accounts are currently inactive except for R Westcott, and the reason why scars me. This is where Animal Jam Play Wild comes in. When this game came out, I was thrilled. House of Cards and I introduced Play Wild to everyone in our class like we did Browser Animal Jam. Everyone loved Play Wild immediately, so much so that they spent most of their time on it. I was gifted a spike on Play Wild from R. Westcott and was thrilled, but the next day when I logged on, it was gone. At that time, I did not know how to lock my account, and I soon realized I had been hacked. A few days before the hack, I got a buddy request from a user named 20pelt. She did not have any spikes. After I was hacked, she had the same version of the spike I had lost. I automatically assumed it was her or Sam123GME123. Maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe it was really her, but if it wasn't, I'm truly sorry. From then on, I called the hacker 20pelt. My friends and I were all terrorized by her. At that point, I had gained multiple subscribers and rares. I had around 6 diamond spikes, which I was proud of at the time, and every night she would take one item from my inventory, one at a time. I eventually learned how to lock both accounts, but 20 found out my email and hacked my dashboard. So I had to change my dashboard password every single night. All my friends were getting hacked too. One day, I forgot to lock my account, and I got hacked. I lost everything. Avacado was banned shortly after, and all of my friends had to quit because their parents didn't want them to be exposed. 20pelt was obsessed with inappropriate things. I almost had to quit. Avacado quit for months, and she came back as Jammer1DVH31. Then she came back as Presentation. She changed her username on Presentation to Recreational. Eventually, we found a scammer named Beauty of the Base. My friend got scammed by him, and so I tried to get his item back. So I disguised as his supporters to get it back, and accidentally helped him scam a black long. I feel terrible about it, and I don't want any of you jammers to help with that, or let that happen. But that wasn't the only thing Recreational and I went through. One day, Recreational and I were hanging out in Noel's den. An inappropriate player kept bothering us. So many things have happened to me over the past 4 years. Eventually, we both got Camtasia and became editors and artists. Yet, I still find Animal Jam as interesting as it ever was. I find many scammer jammers every few days and will post it on my channel. Everything that has happened to me was a learning experience, and I was so glad that I shared my story. Thank you, Cados, for watching, and I will see you next time.